your flashlight. Stop traumatizing my kids and get away from here. Take away your flashlight. Yes. Stop traumatizing my kids. They are crying. Get out of here.
Okay.
What?
Who are you, sir?
I'm with Rebel News. I'm not media Jewish.
Private gatherings in homes will now be prohibited.
I'm sorry, this is private property. Do you have a search warrant? Then please step off the property. I'll talk to you across the door.
Hey,
what's going on? Are you detaining me?
don't fight back! Don't fight back!
I got a fine? Okay, no problem.
There you go. Come back with a warrant.
So, Alexa for Urban News, and I'm currently at the Municipal Court of Montreal because today it was the third day of appearance of Mr. Pollak for multiple tickets that he received during the COVID curfew. So, you will understand that the court case was at 9:30 a.m. and we did wait until 12 p.m. for the police officer to show up. Unfortunately, by a lack of time, the appearance was postponed to another date. So I'm here today with Yanky Pollak to explain to you what happened during the 24 and 25 of April on the 2020-21 and explain you also what happened and his opinion about what happened today. So Yanky, can you just tell me what you think about what happened today and what had been said so far about you?
We've been here a few times talking about this. They keep on pushing, and I'm lucky. I make the time. Ezra is gracious enough to make sure, to support me in the law and with the lawyers and all of that, but also making sure that I have time to appear. There's an average person receives a ticket. They don't even have time to come fight it. They have to plead guilty and have to pay it just because it's not worth fighting it. We're fighting small tickets today. Some are curfew tickets of $1,550, and some are $49 tickets. It's to make the point that I was out there doing my job and I was being harassed by the police because they did not want me doing that job. They didn't want us, Rebel, to do that job. They didn't want the world to see that job, what they're doing. So, the police officer, he said he couldn't come because last week because his kids weren't feeling well, and today he forgot. He had a whole explanation. He was busy at COP 15 and he forgot to write it down. Frankly, I don't buy it. I don't believe it. I think he didn't want to show up because he knows his defense is no good. But, he painted this picture of me being the worst person in the world, literally. But it's okay. I think when the new court case comes up and early in February, I'll be able to say my side of the story, and the proof is there, the video evidence is there, and we'll see what happens. I believe that I will win. The court agreed that it will be on Zoom, so that would be anyone would be able to join and see it on Zoom or Teams, whatever, online. So at least that will be very public, and my testimony will be there. You can't record or take screenshots, but you could tweet out like what is being said. So that would be interesting, and I do live in Florida, so I wouldn't need to fly back in and spend all the money to do that, which is great. But again, it's a waste of my time. I came here for a week. I had 3 court appearances. All 3 of them basically were an entire day. I was supposed to have another one on the 12th, which got pushed. So I came for 4 different trials. Nothing pretty much happened. Today, I was able to get 1 jaywalking ticket out of the way in the morning. In the 3 tickets from Officer Etienne, we started and didn't finish. We'll finish that on the 3rd, and the judge will issue a ruling after for all 4 of the tickets. So we're hoping for the best, but it's ridiculous how long it's taking. And to explain what happened on the 2 nights of the 24th and 25th, the 24th was Saturday night. Right as Shabbat ended, I got phone calls from people. People were like, the place is, all of the Jewish area is just police everywhere. There was, when I arrived at Durocher and Lavoie, there was like 7 police cars lined up there. I filmed some over there, and then I saw some police lights on Bernard, so I ran up to Bernard to film that. And ultimately, by Bernard and between Hutchison and Park, I bumped into Officer Etienne, which was didn't like my questions, frankly. You could watch the video here. Are you proud of your job?
Sir.
Are you proud of your job?
Don't ask me any question, okay?
I'm allowed to ask.
Because actually,
I'm allowed to ask.
that's okay. You're pressed.
I'm allowed to ask
That's
you.
okay. You're pressed. But now, if you ask me questions, you're entrapping my question.
I'm not.
So let me do my job, okay?
You're not speaking to him, they are.
Let me do my job.
What is your job? Tell me what your job is.
Give me a paper that allows you to be outside right now.
Sure.
And I'm gonna ask you a piece of ID too.
Sure.
Because actually you are entrapping my.
I am not.
Work.
He was speaking to
I'm
them.
trying to do my job.
What is your job? I asked you what your job
Reason
is.
to ask me any question, okay?
I saw other people going through
If you are really impressed, you can ask for our service. That ask for.
No, I asked you. I asked you. You weren't busy with him. I have it on video.
You have no question.
I did. I asked, what are you doing here?
You exactly know
Here.
what we're doing.
No, take
Do you have a
it.
piece of?
Yeah,
do you have a
take
piece
it.
of ID too?
I'm gonna give you an ID, whatever you want. You don't like answering questions. That's not a crime for me to
You know
ask.
the question. You know the answer. You know everything.
No, I'm asking you for an answer. If you don't want to answer, that's fine. You're,
Like 4 months that
you're embarrassed by the answer. That's why you want to give me a ticket, because you're embarrassed by it.
Beginnen? Ik heb dat ook mooi, freakse metaal.
What is there? What is the paper that?
That's for my lawyer. If you're going to harass me, I'll sue you. That's what it says. And that's the curfew letter. So if you want to harass me, no problem. Go ahead. I'll sue you. Each and every one of you.
Okay, sir.
What is your name?
You will be able to sue me.
What's your name and badge number?
You will have this on the paper.
So why don't you give it to me?
Go back on the sidewalk.
And, you know, when I told him I'm going to sue him, and if he doesn't act appropriately, if he's going to harass me, he's like, well, you could sue me, I'll give you tickets. And then he came back about half an hour, 40 minutes later with 3 tickets, accusing me of endangering myself and others by going on the street. Ultimately, I went to speak to him when he wrote me a mask ticket, and the street was blocked off by police. There was no way for cars to hit me or me impeding with traffic. It's nonsense. He was in the middle of the street impeding traffic. Only time will tell how a judge will look at it. Hopefully the judge is fair and sees the truth.
For the people who understand, the police officer was involved in 3 tickets on 4 that you receive, and he was involved in the 24th and the 25th. And so what happened too in the 25th?
On the 25th, I received 1 ticket. So 24th, I received 3 tickets: jaywalking, failing to obey, and a mask fine. That was on the 24th. On the 25th, I received 1 ticket of revving of the engine. That's making noise while driving, I guess. I guess it's made for sports cars that are very loud, which I did not have. I had a regular small SUV. I was, again, out during the curfew filming. There's a lot of police activity. As I was parking to someone getting a ticket, I got out of the car. I was filming, walking up, and he approached me. He's like, well, you have a bunch of infractions I just witnessed you do. And I'm like, okay, so give me a ticket or something like that. And he was like, well, give me your license and registrations. I was like, here's my license. He's like, no, I need your registration. So I was like, come to the car with me and I'll give you whatever you want. And he's like, no, you go bring it. I was like, come, if you want it, come. So finally he came and I gave him everything he needed. everything he wanted. He didn't need anything. Then he wrote me a ticket for apparently driving loud in a small SUV.
And being a danger, I think.
Yeah, he accused me of being a danger and driving. You heard it in the trial. Like he made it sound as if I was driving like 100 miles an hour down the road. But he did admit that I stopped at every stop sign. He's like, he was speeding, but am I going to speed if I stopped at every single stop sign? And these are very small streets. Like, that makes no sense.
So we are going to wait for your other appearance on team that time. If the people wants to join your court appearance, they will be able, and we will probably put the link available too. So far, what do you think of all what happened today? Is it fair with what you experiment on these 2 days, or you think that this is not related to the truth?
If there was a justice system, all of this would have been thrown out for a lack of public interest. But here we are, almost 2 years later. This is April of 2021. We're January of 2023. We're still in this court. I still have yet to have one verdict on any of the tickets I received during my reporting on the curfew. So we'll see what happens. Only time will tell. But I think the judge should have thrown it out, and the prosecutor should have just said out it goes, but it's not what happened.
Mm-hmm. So are you ready to come back to Florida?
Yes.
And where people can help you out with this fight with your lawyer and your ticket?
You could go to lockdownreports.com, where you could see all our reports from the past and all my court updates, and you can make a donation over there to help this fight. You could also, in the near future, we'll be able to see a documentary we're doing on the curfew from A to Z, to see everything that happened during the curfew and how the police treated us. We're also suing the Montreal police for what they did, and you could help us on that fight as well at lockdownreports.com.
So you were able to see. This was, again, another trial of one of my colleagues about one of the multiple COVID tickets that my colleague received as Yanky Pollak, that was our curfew reporter. If you want to help with the fight of those tickets, you can do so at lockdownreport.com. And in the same time, you can rewatch all our report, and don't forget our documentary that's coming out soon. You don't want to miss it.